Mr. Rock Hill Podcast. I'm stealing that name from you. From back in the
Yeah.
day.
Don't blame you, man. I should have trademarked it when I had the chance.
Yeah, no. But welcome, Lee Hamilton. I've heard you're a pretty good real estate agent around town. We'll talk a little bit about that, but today we're here to talk about Rock Hill's own Festival of Fun, the Come See Me Festival. Tell us what you're doing with Come See Me this year.
Yeah, been involved with Come See Me long enough to work my way up to an exciting role. They're actually letting me run the show this year, so happy to be the chair. I feel like it's a great opportunity to serve the community that I love and to give back and do something that I'm passionate about. As you said, I'm passionate about real estate and a few other things, but Come See Me definitely is near and dear to my heart, and it's as you know, being a team leader yourself for many years, very much a labor of love.
That's right. Now, I know you're passionate about shenanigans, right?
More than almost anything.
Right? So how did you go from the dude I knew in high school who was the king of mostly harmless pranks, I mean, to being now on the board of Come See Me? Was it? Do you love it? Do you love the community? Do you want to? I mean, there? But there's definitely. I feel like Come See Me is just adult shenanigans now, right? I mean, is that not what it is? Is that not what we're doing for the community? We're putting on big parties for everyone in Rock Hill.
It is. It's a big party. It will not go off without some absolute goof troop activity.
Yes.
There will be shenanigans in all things. You must have balance.
Right.
So,
yeah.
We got to hit our marks with the city to stay compliant and to stay legal and to do all the things safely so everyone can have a good time. Obviously, that's first and foremost, but it is a festival of fun.
Yeah.
So we're out to have a good time.
There's nothing more fun than a little shenanigan, right?
Absolutely.
I when I first got involved with Come See Me, I was blown away by some of the people in the room that I saw that were in charge of stuff, and I was like, these, and I'm not going to name any names, but I'm just like, who would have thought? Who would? And then you think back to when you're a kid and like your parents' friends that were doing stuff, and you're like, those people had to. Like our parents have stories with their friends of when they were prime shenanigan age, right? Like 18, 19 years old.
The
so
monkeys have been running the zoo for a while at Come See Me, for sure. For sure.
Right. But it is still the number one fully volunteer. We have one employee for it's a corporation, right? Nonprofit corporation.
Correct.
Yeah. So one employee. So everyone that gets on there and starts raging at the city, at other people that think that there's like some large entity that is planning and changing things about Come See Me. If you want something to change with Come See Me, become a volunteer and get in there and work your way up, because it's all run by volunteers, all 12 days of events, how many, I mean, you told me not to do this, but off the rip, how many individual events? I mean, I know it's a 10-day long festival, right?
Exact number I couldn't tell you because there are what we call community events surrounding the festival. Those are going to be in the 30s or 40s. Official festival events, about the same number. It's a 10-day event with multiple events every day. Other than, I think, kickoff Thursday with the parade. That's probably the only event that day. When that parade starts rolling, there are multiple events every day for 10 days. It is... I want to say 33 official events. I should know that.
Yeah.
That specific number.
But I mean, but it just depends on how you break it down, right? Because you have we have music at Glencairn Gardens, and that happens every day, a weekday, right? Monday through Friday,
Correct.
Monday through Thursday,
twice a day.
Twice a day. So is that 8 events or is that one event? So when you get down into the semantics of it, I could see where it would get challenging.
We call that one event.
Right.
It is literally 10 concerts.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's 10 different acts. There are different food trucks there every day. So that is considered an event, Glencairn Garden Concerts. But it's obviously more than just one event, and we would love to see you at all 10. So we do it. That particular thing's fun because you can go at lunch or even if you can't make the lunch hour. It's great for a little business lunch, or if you're don't have kids in school at the time and all that.
Or if you do, or if your kids are out of school, bring them, because most of the time those lunchtime concerts that's some little folk shenanigans.
Oh yeah, lots of hills to roll down.
Yeah,
and, ponds to to look at the fish and,
Mhm.
and all that good stuff. I know you remember Glencairn as a kid.
Yeah.
That park seemed massive, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful park as an adult. But as a kid, it might as well have been the wilderness. All
Right.
the lily pads, and
Right.
I know last year I had my nephews out there counting snakes, harmless brown water snakes, but to them, we're in the jungle.
There are, if you're not prepared, there is a good number of brown water snakes in Glencairn Gardens because we found one when we were with my wife's little sister out there one day, and she was all into it. And Lindsay's like, "We have to leave now." I was like, this is where they live. This is their home."
They're safe there. They're fine. They're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
They don't eat frogs there, of course, during that 10-day festival.
Right.
Of course, the official mascot is Glenn the Frog.
That's
so
right.
We got to protect all Glenn.
So what? Someone that knows nothing, that somehow randomly comes across this, knows nothing about the Come See Me Festival, low probability of that happening. How can they find out about it, and what the heck is it?
Sure. Well, to find out about it, I'll plug the website,
Sure.
ComeSeeMe.org. We've got an app also, Come See Me, in your app store. Just go get it. So if you're saying, where can I find the info? You can ask people in town. You can see the posters that are on hundreds of local businesses. We do have laminated printout calendars, our schedules that are in dozens of businesses in Rock Hill. So that's how you can get info if you need it. But what the festival is a 10-day introduction to spring, a chance to get outside. The original premise was to be focused around when the flowers bloom at Glencairn Gardens. So that's why the dates are pretty specific to the middle of April.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a chance to, exactly what the name implies, come see everyone. It's the Come See Me Festival. Come home if you're out of town, come see family, get outside. Welcome back to beautiful weather. We're coming out of the doom and gloom of winter, and the time is changing, the weather's nice, and it is exactly what the name implies. It's an opportunity to get out and see folks, have a good time. It's a festival of fun and an introduction to spring.
True. Yeah, absolutely. And where is Glencairn Gardens in Rock Hill? Because I've had people ask me.
Oh,
before.
sure.
I've had people
What's
show
the
up at
easiest way to-
the Coliseum thinking they were going to something that was Glencairn.
Of course we do have events at the Winthrop Coliseum and Winthrop Farms. Glencairn, if you're not from here, you don't know Edgemont Street,
Right,
or anything,
yeah.
but it's what is it? Charlotte Ave would be
Charlotte
the
Avenue.
most busy. It's not a busy thoroughfare, but it's
Yeah.
the most known thoroughfare that borders the gardens.
Yeah.
So it's towards downtown if you're coming from, say, the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
I think the easiest thing to do would be what everyone's gonna do and Google Map it.
Yeah.
But if you're
I'll put the address up in here for the video. So, but Glencairn is like an interesting history, right? Like that was kind of the Come See Me. I think started as a 3-day festival back
Yes,
in the day.
correct.
So, and that was kind of the cradle of the beginning to like come to that one garden, which was still a private garden at that
Yes.
time, right?
It was gifted to the city. Actually.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And the city has done a fantastic job. It is full of massive azaleas that hopefully they don't freeze all their buds on Tuesday night. We've had an unusually warm February this year, and we're going back to freezing next week. But yeah, so hopefully we do some secret stuff like they do down in Augusta at the Masters and control the weather over those azaleas and make sure they're still blooming nice. But either way, the city does a fantastic job, and that's really what this is a partnership between the city, Winthrop University, all of the volunteers, the Come See Me Festival Incorporated, and coming together to really showcase our city and put it out there for not only the people that live here to have something to do, but to have something for them to invite their friends to and have a blast for spring kickoff.
Absolutely, yeah. It's there's going to be something for everybody every day. Obviously some events are bigger than others. There is something for everyone. There's very small events for children. There's events more tailored for adults that may have beverages and things like that. But you're going to find something, and if you're going to go, I'm sure you're going to get to the final weekend event. So I'm not going to skip ahead to you, but that's going to be the big finale that everyone's at, and that's where when we say there's hundreds of thousands of people at this festival. That's throughout the whole 10 days.
Right.
And a majority of those folks are going to land on that final weekend, the big time events or the first Friday night events that I know you are familiar with, being very highly involved there. But I don't want to jump ahead of your program here.
No, we're good. I want to know, like, give me a top. What is your number one must do? I can only come to Rock Hill for one Saturday,
Oh,
one
man.
Friday. Which one are you going to, and which one should I bring the kids to if I'm picking one kid one?
All right, so I can kind of cheat here, right? Because the
Okay.
final Saturday has several events that are all really great. So if you're gonna say
I'll lay
one
that up
thing,
for you. Yeah.
there you go. One thing, you can be at Winthrop Farm at the final Saturday and hit a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna say one thing, the answer is obvious. It's the fireworks. I mean, it's a massive fireworks show. If you're gonna come to one thing, that's it. Show
Mhm.
up for that 3 hours. Bring your cooler. Have a good time. Bring your lawn chairs and that kind of good stuff. And if you're from here, it's kind of ingrained in our culture, so to speak. The come
Right.
see me fireworks are something people look forward to. If you're not from here, come out, have a good time. So to answer your question, short form, the fireworks.
So
But long form, show up earlier, right before lunchtime for Gourmet Gardens. Gourmet Gardens is a food truck event now. It used to be a lot of local vendors and restaurants that would come out and just simply have a table and their own personal grills. And over time, regulations have kind of said, you can't just be out there grilling food, But
I think we might be mixed up here because Gourmet is the weekend before fireworks on that Saturday, right?
I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
There are 2 Saturdays in the festival.
There are 2 Saturdays.
The first Saturday is going to have Gourmet and
That's right.
several other great
Right,
events, which I was going to touch on. But
Yes.
the first question was one event, and that's fireworks.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you're going to ask me my favorite event, so I got
Sure,
your
sure.
questions.
No worries. I just didn't want anyone to be
No,
showing up at
you're
Winthrop Farms at 11 a.m. on that Saturday before the gates open.
They're both
But yeah.
Saturday. They're both
2
Winthrop
Saturdays.
Farms.
That's right.
You first asked what would I recommend.
Yes.
I would be remiss not to mention fireworks
Right.
first, because
Right.
that's the biggie.
Right.
But if you're gonna say personally Lee Hamilton, what would you want to be at? It'd be first Saturday events,
Okay.
which would be Gourmet Gardens,
Yes.
Hops in the Park,
Yep.
Mayor's Frog Jump,
Yeah.
and really that's all at one location.
Mhm.
Mayor's Frog Jump has moved to Miracle Park, but it's a stone's throw away from Winthrop Farm. So
Yeah.
for my money, I'm going to the food, and the food and the drinks.
Yep.
So you got Gourmet Gardens they'll
And
have,
music.
and music,
Yeah.
of course. There's music around all these
Yeah.
events, even
Mhm.
if it's not live music. We got
Yeah.
music. A lot of them have live music. So go get something to eat. I think we're up to 14 food trucks. We try to keep a good variety at
Yeah.
Gourmet Gardens. Grab a bite, walk over to Hops in the Park, where we've got craft beers and a beer tasting garden and beer trucks. A good time to be outside drinking beer in the sun. So,
Right.
you really can't beat that after laying on some good food truck food. If you've got kids, or even if you don't, it's fun to watch a bunch of frogs jumping around. Kids love it. It's the Mayor's Frog Jump. He will be there. Mayor John Geddes is a great sport about showing up, and it is, of course, in his honor. So they are real frogs.
Right.
You can bring your own, if you catch a frog.
Dang, that's a serious frog jumper. If someone is bringing their own frog.
The winner almost always is a hand-picked frog. We have
Really?
frogs. We
Mhm.
will have frogs. We do order frogs, have them here. I think they come from Texas, where frogs
Okay.
grow big and hoppy. But you can bring one, and I recommend it.
Okay.
The South Carolina swamp frog, the big green guys with the big bubble under the chin. The
Yeah.
whoop, whoop.
The bullfrog.
That's the one. That's going to be your winner, 9 out of 10.
Okay. So that first Saturday, Gourmet Gardens starts late morning, mid-afternoon. The Mayor's Frog Jump's going on right across the way. For the adults, you got the beer going on. How much money do you need to bring to get into this? I mean, obviously, if you're buying your food,
Sure.
is there anything that the festival charges for you? Do you have to pay to enter the Frog Jump? How does that work?
Not frog jump. No, you do not. Frog
Okay.
jump. Come. You can register for the frog jump. You don't have to. You can walk
Okay.
up. They might like to have an idea just so they can have frogs ready more.
Right,
or less, but,
right.
um,
And you can
no,
register on the website.
on the website
Okay.
or the app. There are registration links. Go to the registration page, and everything that has a registration will be there. You do not have to pay for that. Come have a good time. Obviously, you can show up at Gourmet Gardens and enjoy yourself, and
Right.
you can spend as much as you want to eat.
Right.
It's normal food truck pricing. We don't upcharge anything,
Yeah,
obviously. So it's the cost of a corn dog and a funnel cake.
Mhm. But they have interesting stuff there too. I think
Yes.
last year they had like the Asian bowls,
Yeah.
like yeah. So we spent a good amount of money on food truck
I did
food
too.
last year,
It's-
and we're gonna be my wife and I will be volunteering at the Hops Beer Garden. Tell us about that because I think
Yeah.
Hops in the Park it might actually be the newest Come See Me event that's stuck around, right? So
It's the golf tournament is back, so it's not
Okay.
new, but it's here
Okay.
again. That would be,
Right.
I guess, newer if you look at
Yeah.
it coming back this again for the second year, for
Right.
the second time. But the hops would be newish, a big event at least,
Right,
for sure.
right,
And
right.
it is a big event. It's fun. We've got a kind of a fenced off, so to speak, area
a
where
beer
it's-
garden
it
VIP
is a- it
type
is a
thing,
big-
right?
And obviously that's liability insurance,
Yeah,
etc. We can't
right.
be all over the place with beer and alcohol and stuff like that. That is a registration. That is a prepay event.
Okay.
You buy a bracelet to get in. I want to say we're $35 this year.
Yeah.
If you pre-register, it's somewhere around there. Don't
Sure.
don't quote me. But that's going to get you in. You're going to get a sampling glass that you'll keep. It's not a 16-ounce pint glass because
Right, right.
you don't want to die out there.
Right.
But you'll get a tasting glass and you can sample just a lot of different beers you can choose. They're not all hyper local, but they're all local-ish.
Mhm.
Asheville and
Right.
other areas, Blowing Rock, Charlotte, of course.
Carolinas,
Yes.
yeah. So and that event is actually really cool. If you've ever been to, it's really truly it's like a beer festival. Like if you've ever been to Revival in Charleston or one of the ones in Asheville, where you basically get your wristband, they check your ID, you pay your flat rate, you get your commemorative little cup you get to take home. That's like a 2-ounce cup. You got volunteers at 10 different tents. Each brewery will be represented. And the volunteer will pour you a taste, and you can have as many tastes as you like
Yes.
for that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
As many as you can safely enjoy.
That's right. And if you don't want to do that, there will also be adult beverages for sale outside of that fence, right? So if you just want to go grab something from a food truck, pick up a beer, listen to the music
Correct.
on the lawn, that's all there. I think that you've sold me on First Saturday being
That's
being
the
the
place
one.
to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's food and drinks. It's
Yeah.
fun and it's fun.
yeah,
It's,
it's great.
There's a lot to do out there. There is, if you're the type that wants to get up early and go running, there's a road race
That's
that morning.
right. The road race starts at
That's-
7 a.m.
Work
right?
yourself up an appetite, have at it. I'll be there. I will not be running, guys. I'll be making sure the festival's running.
Right.
I won't be running.
Right.
Or if you don't want to be that active, the cornhole tournament is also that day.
Okay, so it's that Saturday.
Yes,
too.
it is.
Okay.
First Saturday the 15th is the
Okay.
cornhole tournament. At same location.
Sure.
So we have a lot going on out there. It's a big farm. If
Yeah,
you haven't been to
yeah.
the farm, so
And
it's
that's
a-
it. The Winthrop. Most people might know that as Winthrop Coliseum.
or Winthrop Lake.
Winthrop Lake, right? So you'll park at the Winthrop Coliseum, head down like you're going to Winthrop Lake, and you can't miss it. Gourmet is right there in the softball field parking lot still, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So, and then as you go down further, you'll see the Hops in the Park, and then Cornhole's a little further down. But yeah, definitely check out the app because that has interactive maps and stuff like that. So if you are trying to figure out where stuff is and when stuff is, that's a great resource. But yeah, tell us about how the second weekend works, because that's two big events back to back, Friday night and Saturday night, the second weekend,
Yep.
right? So we have, I just blanked on it, jazz.
Moonlight
Jazz, that's right.
Friday
Yeah.
night.
Mhm.
Now the bands have not been made public, so I'm
Oh,
not,
you
I'm not
can't-
saying-
okay, you can't do
I'm
that.
not going to say who the bands are. 'cause
Could you
they're not
say it,
out.
and then when does that come out? Because this might not get out for 2 weeks or so.
Can you post it on?
I can wait till
this-
it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it until it's supposed to be public who,
Okay.
who the bands
Okay.
are and that sort of thing. So we got some good bands. It's going to be exciting. We have good acts. We always have good acts, but I'm particularly excited about this year's music. Of course, it's hard to find music for 10 days at festivals, and so we do have
Yeah.
team leaders that work hard for that. I'll give Jen Williamson credit on that. She's tied into the music scene and has done a fantastic job finding us a lot of talent. A lot of people over the years have done a good job at that. We've had some big folks come through over the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. When will we know who's coming? Do you know?
This week.
Tell us. This is not going to be out. Yeah, tell us about it.
Sure. Well, Blue Dogs will be there
Okay,
again.
there
They
we
were
go.
there last year.
Okay,
But that's the big headlining act that I know of.
Okay.
It is definitely coming.
that is definitely coming, and
The
that's the
Glencairn
Saturday the
concerts
22nd.
I don't know all this.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
and that's much more local.
Yes.
That's local people playing
A lot
during
of
the week.
acoustic and
Yes,
things like that.
yes, yeah, that's much more low key. But the big blowout Blue Dogs concert is going to be
That will be
Saturday the 22nd.
Saturday, and
with the
Friday the
fireworks.
night prior, John King Band will be at
Oh, cool.
Jazz.
Yeah, awesome. I promise.
So
this will not get
those
out
are the big
before
names.
it's
that will
public.
be-
Yeah. I won't throw you
No,
out.
you're good.
I'm not gonna make it a reel on Instagram and be like, gotcha.
No, I don't think.
No. So yeah, that's awesome. So a ton of stuff to do at Come See Me. Check out the website. There's even more kid events on here we haven't even touched on. There's Musical Mania, Chalk on Main,
Healthy
the
Kids
Tea
Zone.
Party, Healthy Kids Zone.
Gotta shout out the Velodrome in
That's
Rock
right,
Hill.
yeah.
Rock Hill is if many people know. If you don't, it's the king of youth sports. You know, so we like to tie in our different sports facilities. So Healthy Kids Zone will be out at the Velodrome. That'll be a good time. We got the Teddy Bear Tea Party that will this year be at Westminster Park.
Cool.
We greatly appreciate Winthrop hosting that in past years, but we just have more space for kids to run.
Yeah.
Open that up a bit. At
I know that
Westminster
was
Park.
almost like the hottest ticket of Come See
It
Me to
was.
get.
It
was
really
like
was.
so
That's-
difficult with how
that's a
restricted it
registration
was.
event. Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to register for any of these, check out ComeSeeMe.org. Before we get out of here, I want to know what is the greatest thing you've ever seen at a Come See Me event? Whether it was a person doing something, whether it was a band, whether it was a firework display. What's your best memory of Come See Me that's just
All right,
in
so
there?
there's a few. I'll mention a couple of things
Okay.
that have happened before.
Yeah.
So we're leading to this. There's a no pets policy. Other
Sure.
than service animals, of course, it's a safety thing.
Right.
So, but over the years, we have had an iguana,
Okay.
and I mean one of the big ones, Nate. You know, like one of these 4-footers.
Right.
You know,
A 17-year-old iguana.
Yes,
yeah,
at least, you know.
yeah.
We had a potbelly pig.
Okay.
Which, of course, I mean, no one minds, but it's, you can't do that. You can't have that.
Yeah,
It's a trip hazard and everything else. And a monkey, actually, in recent years, and it's, and it actually bit someone. So the example of you can't bring your monkey, it might bite someone, actually happened.
Was proven.
So those are memorable events. If you're going to ask me my favorite moment, it actually happens every single year that I've been to the festival. It's not one event, one time. It is the end of the fireworks show when the dust or when the smoke is in the air. The fireworks are done. The smoke is lingering. You've got the warm night air just kind of wrapped around you like a warm South Carolina wet warm blanket. I typically am one to be puffing on a cigar at that time as a celebration of being done again this year. And every year it's just kind of breathing a sigh of relief that nothing terrible happened. You can hear the crowd.
Right.
Just yelling.
That
for the
moment before
fireworks.
the exit lights cut back on at
Yes,
the farm.
that's the moment.
Yeah.
You've been there, you understand.
Yeah.
Before the lights come back on and the festival it's all the work is done and we've done it again. And it's fantastic as usual.
Wow, sorry.
and just that moment of hey, we did it, and all the team leaders and the chairs and vice chairs look around and everyone's just smiling and so happy we're able to once again throw the biggest party that Rock Hill will see all year.
Yeah. It's awesome. Well, Lee, thanks for hopping on to talk about Come See Me this time. I'm sure you'll be back here someday to talk about something else.
Would love to.
Yeah, we tell us professionally where you're at, who we are, and what we do.
Absolutely. I've got some great partners here with what I do, you being one of them. So we are the home team here at Allen Tate Realtors.
Yeah.
You, Jay, Robert, and Jordan and I are partners here with the rest of the team. So we sell residential real estate in Rock Hill, York County, and the surrounding area. We really cover Mecklenburg, Lancaster, Chester counties. We do touch commercial. We do land sales. We can do it all. We are happy to do it all. So our wheelhouse, of course, being residential sales right here in our area. We like to do where we can do well and not extend ourselves too far.
Sure.
So we're not Columbia. We're not north of Charlotte. We can't help you there. Call us.
That's
We
right.
can set
We
you
can
up
help
with
you anywhere in the
our
world.
colleagues there.
Yeah.
But we're very good here. And if you're in those areas, we want to be your realtor.
That's right. And if someone wants to come get one of these pins or one of these brochures, can they come by this office, or are you not taking guests?
Oh, sure. We have those. We have plenty of those. And that's all. We have the coloring book contest. We
Sure.
failed to mention. We've
Oh,
got
yeah.
these.
That's
This is
another
not
great
this
kid
is not a
event.
sales item.
These are
It's
awesome this
they
year
are.
too. I
They
mean,
let me design these.
really?
Yeah, you don't know the stuff you get to do in your chair. You just
Yeah.
you say yes, I'll be chair, and then they tell you all the cool stuff you get to do.
Yeah.
pick the logo and
it's like serious, right?
it's extremely serious.
Yeah.
All the governing bodies that
Right.
exist, the Vernon Grant
Keep
committees,
the
and
institutional
yes.
knowledge around. Yeah.
yes, all this stuff is trademarked.
Yeah.
We had a guy that's trying to, that printed his own "Come See Me" T-shirts one year to sell them, and we had to shut that down.
Dude, I love it.
I love
I love the hustle.
It is funny. You
Dude,
gotta respect it.
Nothing like a bootleg Glenn.
Yeah,
I
this
might
one
make
was-
one of those just for fun. Show up Saturday with just like a
Please do.
pay some guy on Fiverr to be like, can you make a frog that kind of looks like this one?
Fred the Frog.
Fred the Frog. Frenda. Fred and Frenda. All right, well, Lee, we're going to get out of here, man, but thank you so much. And we'll see you guys at Come See Me. Make sure you make it out because it is going to be a blast.